All right, guys, so we're back on the 996 engine today. A lot of you guys asking about bore scoring. Did you even check that engine for bore scoring? First of all, a 996 is not common for bore scoring because that's steel sleeves and not the coated sleeves. However, that being said, it could get bore scored. You could have oiling problems, overheating problems. You have all kinds of issues that could cause that, but under normal conditions, that is not as common on these engines. Now, a lot of you guys are saying, you didn't check it, that thing could be bore scored. We're gonna let Phil get you in here. This is the passenger side of the engine here. And what we're gonna do is look, so we have absolutely no bore scoring at all in this cylinder, none at all. This one has none at all either. Some normal looking little, not even scratch, I would say it's mild scuffs. Just normal looking stuff. And we're going to turn it over and look at number 3 here. And a lot of guys are saying, oh, you can't tell by looking at the top of the cylinders. You got to look in the bottom. So let me tell you what. This is my first Porsche. If you're gouged out, scored in the bottom, you're going to see it up here 100%. This is a very short stroke. The stroke's like this long in this damn thing. I can see 3/4 of the way to the bottom of it before the cylinder starts opening up in the back. Let's spin this around. We'll show you the other side. Okay, so you can see in here, this one is totally good. Let's turn this over a little bit. There we go. Number 2. I'm gonna have to turn this. It only goes so far because that chain hits. Number 2 looks really good. You can see some mild scuffing, be scuffing on top and the bottom. Not scored, nothing you can even feel. It's only purely cosmetic at this point. We're gonna do the very last one, wipe the oil out of it. That one's slightly more scuffed than the rest of them, but there's nothing you can feel anywhere on it at all. And that's typical for 996 to look like that. S85 is also that way for BMW stuff. The most important thing you have to worry about, mainly on 2005 and up Porsches, is bore scoring. And then here's the catch of it. There's probably 90% of the cars driving around there right now that are bore scored and they don't know it. There's many stages of that. The first stage is the cylinder is scratched up really bad, but it's not smoking, it's not using oil. The common stage is it's scratched up really bad. The owner's having to put oil in it every 1,000 miles or 2, or every couple hundred miles or 2, or every 100 miles or 2. And the car still has full catalytic converters on it, all 4 of them, and the catalytic converters are catching a lot of the smoke and catching a lot of the oil usage signs. We bought my Blue Cayman 987. It had 0 smoke. It didn't smell like oil at all. We brought it back here, changed the exhaust. The converters were getting stopped up from oil usage. That's what stops them up. We discarded those, and now decatted, it runs every time you start it. It smells oily. It smells like a chainsaw running. You get the random plume of smoke come out, or after it runs 30 seconds, you see a haze of smoke coming out. This car is still to the point where you rev it a little bit and it'll go away and stay away. Now the red Cayman I had, it started off same way. Random puff of plume of smoke at cold start, and a year or so later, every cold start it was smoking. And after it run for a minute or 2, you can see just a haze. You rev it and clean it out, and then it would stop. But it would always smell smoky, as our Cayman right now does. We could drive anywhere. You can pull up the stop sign, if your window's down, you can smell the chainsaw gas smell, the weed eater gas smell. And just the way it is. Now, if I go through and put very expensive converters and headers on it, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is it's going to stop those converters up, and your power is going to go like this. because whenever we deleted that and changed exhaust in that car, the power went way up, way up. Now, a lot of you guys are saying, probably matters what kind of oil you run. It doesn't. It probably matters how you drive it. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's the coating on the cylinders is not up to par to last. A lot of guys say it'll do the bore scoring only at low mileage. That's not true. If you're looking to buy either a low mileage Porsche or one with 100 to 120K on it, the chances of bore scoring on either one of those cars is tremendous, tremendous. Unfortunately, the bore scoring re-sleeving process was basically 10 grand up to a very short time ago. Now it's less than 2 if you know where to take it. So if we get one that's bore scored, you're looking less than 2 grand for the service. It's going to be gone for a couple weeks before you get it back, I'm sure. You have to buy new pistons, new rings. While you're there, you might as well do bearings on 997, 987, head bolts, head gaskets, all the gaskets, the timing kit. You might as well split the case at that point in time and do IMS while you're there if you have it all apart in a million pieces. You're going to be in this car at least 5 grand, if not 6 to 7. I would say $7,000 is a safe number if you do all the work yourself. If you just took it to a shop and say, okay, this thing's bore scored, go ahead and re-sleeve it and rebuild it, they're going to say, we'll find you a used engine off eBay. So you're going to put a used engine in it. It's probably not going to be any better than what you have. And a used engine for them to put in and swap out and buy. And 997, 987 engines, what, close to 10 grand right now for just one you know nothing about. And then by the time you swap it and do all the stuff to it, you're going to have a shop bill of $25,000, $30,000 easily. And then you're going to have a used engine that you don't know if it's any better than what you had before. That's the Porsche bore scoring nightmare. And if you get a car and it's got 100,000 miles on it, whether it's 987, whether it's 996, 997, or anything between, at 100K, it needs coffin arms, it needs all the control arms. That's over $1,000 just for the parts for that. Sway bar links, all that crap. If you happen to need struts, at 100K, if you get under any one of these Porsches, you look at the struts, I guarantee you see oil seeping from the strut. They're on their way out. If you have PASM struts, which is adjustable adjustable firmness, those are, holy crap, man. $1,600, $2,000 for a set of 4 struts. If you have just regular struts, you could probably get it by for a little less than $1,000 for OEM struts. You could buy some aftermarket coilover crap for probably $200 to $400. But you put that on one of these cars, and it's going to damage your resale a lot. Same way as all these guys, oh, I'll LS swap my $50,000 Porsche. Will ya? When you go try to sell that, you won't be able to give it away. I promise you that. You're going to put a junkyard, low-end engine in a very high-end car. It doesn't make sense. It makes zero sense. People that do that are people that don't know how to fix the car, can't be bothered. They just want to put an easy engine in it. You're going to throw the balance of the car off. It's just going to be a total freaking disaster. The car wasn't made for that. Don't do that. Now, if you guys want a full race car and you could buy a 986 for $1,000, whatever. Once you get to the big money cars, you go swapping engines, it's a recipe for disaster for sure. Are 90% of 987, 997 cars out there, 3.4, 3.8, are they bore scored? Yes, they are. I'm sorry, whatever had that spray-on coating from the factory on the cylinders, that will not hold up. I'm telling you guys, I'm warning you, before you go spend $25, $30, $40, $50, $60,000 on one of these cars, be very careful, because there may be another bill waiting for you that costs almost as much as the car. So that's going to be it. Not trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm just saying, warning, warning, beware of bore score. Not only on these cars, on newer stuff could do it too. 987.2, 991 stuff's had issues. Do your research beforehand. Make sure before you spend the money on one of these. If you have that problem, you have an angle of attack to do it, or it'll empty your bank account and you'll be sitting around with nothing. So that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it helps some of you guys out. We'll be back very soon with another video of putting this bad boy back together.